Hey guys, we're in Dunleary, Ireland to talk to Ireland's one and only sexologist about how sex and relationships work together. So let's go ahead, head over there to their office and have a chat. And so, like, what ways would you recommend that in a relationship you would then keep sex interesting or move forward with that?
If you are a keen masturbator, you're already going to be able to inject a lot of knowledge and wisdom and help into the relationship. So your partner is going to be able to become expert at loving you in particular because you've told them how to do that.
Yeah.
So masturbation, lubrication and communication are the three things that work brilliantly for a relationship. So you masturbate, you have been masturbating before your relationship, or you're just getting to grips with it now. You get into that, you get used to it, you share what you're learning with your partner, you use plenty of lubrication so that it doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And then you communicate about it. And how do you communicate about it? Well, that's a really, really difficult thing for people.
It can be really hard to talk about. I mean,
so hard.
Especially with just how general society, you don't talk about it. The way I look at it is if my partner tells me how to please them, that's going to make me more happy. Because then, one, I get to please them, and then I feel better because they feel better. It's a cycle that just goes up.
And there's been some research on it, and they reckon that women are so worried about protecting their man's ego that they won't open their mouths and say what they'd like.
Mm-hmm.
And the research then on the other side from men is, tell us, we really want to know for the reasons you've just said. It makes us feel good to please you.
Yep.
We're down there, our jaws are locking, our fingers are cramping, nothing's happening. We'd rather fucking know
Yep.
what to do and do it well than be down there just messing about, you know.
Yep.
Probably you'll start realistically by just having crazy wild sex because it's all so exciting.
Yeah.
But then if you can begin to talk about it when it's not so fraught and it's not so difficult and take a risk, and it might be just one sentence and then I said something,
Mm-hmm.
and congratulate each other on that. Remember how you like to learn things. We know that positive reinforcement is the best way to learn. The worst way to learn is to be told you're doing something wrong and then be given no alternative.
Yeah.
You can say, honey, that's great, but could you move a little to the right? That's a little bit too, could you do that a little bit more gently, a little bit faster? And not, you're doing it wrong, that fucking hurts, get the fuck away from me, you're shit at this, you're doing it again.
Just kick them out.
Yeah, body language.
Yeah. Exactly.
Don't get disheartened if your partner is the one who has never talked before, and so they're giving you very little information. The idea is to just ask once or twice in an encounter, and then tell your partner afterwards, that really helped me. How was it for you? Was I better? Did I do it better when you told me how to do it? Because I really liked that you told me.
Yeah.
And give them a bit of encouragement.
Yeah.
It's lack of confidence that they're not telling you. It's not because they don't want you to know. I mean, we're really looking at ways to broaden our sexual repertoires here, not ways to make them smaller. So
Yeah.
a lot of couples basically, and single people, they focus on the genitals. They know about manual stimulation, they know about oral sex, and they know about penetration. They don't know about the rest of their bodies. They don't know about sensual massage. Massage is now this thing, oh, it gave her a bit of a massage, and then it's a means to an end rather than a pleasure in itself.
Yeah. I think one thing too is the expectations of receiving back after you give. There's no reason that you can't give without receiving, without that expectation of receiving. Because the way I look at it, if you can make somebody happy in any of the realms, I've done my job for that moment. I've been able to make you happy, and I don't need you to reciprocate. That's not part of it. I'm not making you happy to make myself happy. I'm making you happy because I want to make you happy.
Well, that's a very generous approach.
But I think it's a good approach.
It's a really healthy approach for couples, but I think a lot of people forget that. A lot of people go into relationships feeling insecure, and so they are looking for validation. Mm-hmm. If you give to your partner and you're an insecure person and they don't give back, you're going to feel let down. I think that's where you need to explain to your partner, look, if I do this for you, I'm going to need you to do something back. Whether that's right or wrong, whether you agree with me or not, it'll make me feel much better. And then let your partner decide what they're going to do with that. If you don't tell them that, then they don't know the rules they're playing with.
You might think, okay, if I perform oral sex on you, you must perform oral sex on me in return for me to feel satisfied. But your partner might have different ideas of what can satisfy you. And so you might be surprised that sometimes maybe oral sex isn't the only thing that you can get in return.
And how boring. I mean, that's how
Tit for
boring
tat
sex
every
begins.
time, yeah.
We start kissing. I take your top off, you take my top off, then you kiss my boobs, and then I go down on you, and then you go down on me, and then we have sex. And you covered the bases. You've done all the stuff that's supposed to make it great sex, but it becomes so formulaic. There's no imagination, there's no creativity or spontaneity, and that's what makes sex die.
Yeah, like by that point you've pretty much like painted by number instead of making your own.
Focusing on yourself when the relationship or the sex starts getting tired is a really great way to enliven it, because actually if you're not doing that, if you're focusing on your partner, you're giving all your power away, all your creativity away, and you're just sitting waiting and getting more and more resentful.
Yeah.
So you can figure out ways to excite yourself. It might be flirting with somebody on a bus or a train and then taking that energy home to your partner. Introducing toys, as I say, can be a great thing. It's a great thing to do together.
So like going and picking out a toy together
can be wonderful. You don't even have to go to a shop anymore. There's so many great online stores.
This is true.
You can introduce a little bit of spanking. You can introduce a little bit of blindfolding.
Yep.
You can introduce all sorts of food. You've got to try new things.
Yeah.
You can't expect the same sex to be exciting.
Yeah.
So new experiences. And if you're not getting them with your partner, have an affair with yourself.
Yeah, I mean that's the safest place to have an affair.
It's a great place to have an affair. But it's really sexy, read really sexy stuff.
Yep.
Treat yourself to sexy underwear. This is for men as well as for women. Open a nice bottle of wine or a nice drink, or have some nice food, have some time on your own.
Some candles in a bath.
Enjoy your body, and try new things with your masturbation, so you can then bring them into the bedroom.
With couples, again, time is crucial. Spending the time to communicate and talk about the different things, spending the time to practice the different things, and then reflecting on the practice. And it takes time, and it's hard for people, couples, because you're talking about feelings and emotions and thoughts, and you're talking about sex.
It's vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think it's important to remember that these things take time, but also they take honesty with yourself, with your partner. They take honesty with everything.
And you may discover things about yourself if you take on that approach, that you may discover, oh, I haven't been honest about that, but it wasn't on purpose, and I wasn't being a bastard. I just, have learnt something new.
Or it could be you just never thought about it.
That's really big.
Yeah, it's like you didn't realize that it was a thing or it wasn't a thing until you talked about it or you did it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And that's the thing as well about saying, I don't want to do that, I don't like that. Try a gentle version of whatever it is before you dismiss it. Because if you're saying you don't like something and you've never gone anywhere near it, you really don't know.
Yep.
And we surprise ourselves all the time in all areas of our lives.
You're ready to crack that shell that people put around everything.
Absolutely. Let's get the fuck out of that shell and have great sex with pride and celebration and respect. Yeah.
So how can people get in contact with you if they need to?
Well, I have a website, www.empowersme.com.
Okay.
And I also have a Facebook page, which is also Empowers Me. And the Facebook page is a thing that I update a lot with loads of new articles and information.
Lots of information, good stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's sex positive, which is also kind of relatively new in Ireland. I think the idea of being sex positive, taking the approach that sex is fabulous and everything works from there.
Because it is.
Of course it is, that's why you do it, right?
Yeah. Awesome. And all that information would be down below in the doobly-doo. Awesome. Well, that's it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, cool.